Welcome to Oklahoma City, metro population of more than 1.4 million and the 8th largest metropolitan city in the U.S.
No city in world history, I don't think, has come as far, as fast as Oklahoma City. We reinvested in the core of the city, the quality of life improved, and today we're one of the fastest growing cities for highly educated young people. So in a 30-year span, it's come a long, long way. Because of the climate that we have in Oklahoma City, the quality of your HVAC system is extremely important. And so I think a lot of people realize they're looking for quality, they're looking for a good value, and they're going to have to invest in a system that's going to serve they and their families for a long time to come.
One system that's been embraced by Oklahoma City residents and business owners alike is Trane Mitsubishi Electric's variable refrigerant flow technology.
So whenever I like to talk about VRF, I always explain it in the way of a car. With the car, we have the option of setting the cruise control so we can maintain the right speed going down the freeway. With traditional air conditioning system, it's either bang on or bang off. With VRF, we can set the cruise control to maintain the right temperature, the right humidity inside the space.
Today, we'll learn more about VRF technology and how it's been applied to state-of-the-art buildings like the Devon Boathouse.
Most boathouses do not have anything close to what we have here.
What makes it a perfect fit for Pivot Tiny Homes?
It takes a community to build a community. This neighborhood was built by the Oklahoma City community.
How simple it is to retrofit an older building like the St. James Catholic School.
He said, "Dad, this is going to work great for you because you can run those pipes to every room."
And how Trane is setting kids up for jobs of the future.
Careers are out there and they are only getting more and more.
All of this and more coming up next on the Trane Mitsubishi Electric Go Green Special.
The rowing stroke is pretty complicated what's going on. I mean, it looks like the same thing over and over and over, but they're constantly thinking about different parts of your stroke and how to make the boat move and how does it feel and balance. And it's just, they're always thinking about something. I've always been a competitive guy, and this is just a great sport for me. I'm kind of a grinder, and this sport rewards work. It's really important to have the right training environment in this sport. Most boathouses do not have anything close to what we have here. You know, they're wooden structures, you know, one heater off in the corner. It's hard to find funding in this sport. And what we have here now in Oklahoma City is a world-class rowing facility.
Well, River Sport's a unique nonprofit in that we are really helping infuse more of an active outdoor culture here in Oklahoma City. We really tried to help make dreams come true for these Olympic hopefuls. And in a place like Oklahoma City that hasn't been known for water sports, you know, River Sport is a place that can help really change culture.
How many books?
Oh, I lost count. Well, the Devon Boathouse, when it was built in 2010, it was unlike anything in the world in terms of a boathouse, and it really still is. And it represents our entry into the Olympic movement, and we wanted to contribute as a community, as a city, to helping advance our athletes to train in a place that is the premier high-performance training facility for the sport of rowing. This is our high-performance center. This is where all the action takes place inside when our athletes are doing their indoor training. These are the Concept 2 rowing machines. Really kind of a staple in the sport of rowing. You have to spend a lot of time on these to be able to, you know, maybe earn a position in a boat. Athletes will really work out hard here. A lot of sweat here. This is why the environment in this room is so important. It's one of the most intense workouts you can do because you're exercising your entire body. I mean, more muscles are in play in rowing than about any other sport. You burn more calories than any other sport. So it's full body, highly intensive exercise, very grueling with some of the workouts that they do. So we had to have a climate in here that was conducive to making sure that these athletes can perform at their PRs or personal best performances in here. We have a bell over here that they come over and they ring when they beat their best time. We want that bell to ring all the time. Every day they're doing a test. And to do that, we got to have the climate right.
So as you can see, this is the athletic area of the boathouse. These are our cassettes. We have about 8 cassettes in this room to provide the needed temperature in this room.
In 2018, Mitsubishi Electric Cooling and Heating created a joint venture with Trane Technologies. One of the great things that it did for both of our companies is you have two leading HVAC manufacturers that manufacture basically different types of HVAC equipment. And Trane has a very strong presence in the U.S. VRF technology was introduced to the U.S. in early 2000. Mitsubishi has a great product, very innovative product. What this now does is help us answer the growing demand for VRF with a very strong partner in the HVAC community. So it's really been a great partnership. The great thing about the City Multi VRF systems is it has an inverter-driven compressor. So what the variable refrigerant flow heat recovery system allows us to do is via refrigerant is to extract the heat from the zones that are calling for cooling. So you take that heat, remove it, transfer it via the refrigerant to the zones that may be calling for heating, and it rejects the heat in those heating zones. That allows us to be not only just truly efficient to basically just utilize enough energy to answer the demand of the systems, but also to provide comfort cooling. One of the most important things was to maintain the integrity of the architecture. They didn't really want to have the visibility of our equipment basically taking away from the architecture of the building.
The boathouses are all, and this boathouse in particular, is designed to represent a racing shell. So when you see it from above, it looks like it's got a bow and it's racing towards the river along with the other buildings.
The outdoor units are in an enclosure, and concealed, the enclosure looks very similar to the architecture of the building that the Devon Boathouse is in. That really posed a great solution for them to be able to achieve that.
The way the Mitsubishi Trane system works is a very green system, which is really important to us. Our athletes spend a lot of time on the river. They're very attuned to the environment and protecting the environment. So we felt like that was important too, philosophically, to have a system that was a green system.
That's a big deal for me, and I think it is for most of the rowers. I'm a green person. I try to think green, and I like that we're making consistent efforts to be more sustainable.
But then also those electric bills, also are so important. We're a nonprofit organization. And as a nonprofit, it's important that we pay attention to all of the expenses associated with the venue. So having an efficient system is absolutely critical for us. The more that we can save, the more we can support these athletes in their vision and their dreams.
This technology is in high demand. The adoption rate just keeps growing and growing. And it's a great adventure to be a part of such a great company in answering the needs for this growing community.
Life can get really busy and cluttered. In American culture, quite often it's the more you have, the better you think your life might get. What we're trying to teach the kids in this community is a simple lifestyle. We love the opportunity to teach them about this type of living. At Pivot, we say it takes a community to build a community, and this neighborhood was built by the Oklahoma City community by partnerships with interior designers, architects, flooring companies, window manufacturers, and the icing on the cake is our partnership with Mitsubishi Electric Trane. When it comes to kids aging out of foster care, there's a statistic that says that 50% of all youth who age out of foster care within 6 months will be homeless. Our goal is to catch those kids before they reach that point and give them a stability where they can be successful living on their own someday.
I think tiny homes is just cool because it's pushing the envelope. It's something that's different. I like the challenge. There's the challenge of being able to bring about all of the amenities, or as close as you can to all of the amenities that you would have in a full-size home, but being able to do it on this reduced footprint. So these homes are about 280 square feet apiece. And so being able to provide all of the things that you would get in a full-size home into something that small requires a lot of thinking. These tiny homes are like children to me. I can't say that one is my absolute favorite, but Unit 9 is up there. This unit is very unique in the sense that we've got these clerestory windows that go around the entire unit. They let in a lot of natural light. It creates a very awesome experience when you're inside of this. You don't need any lights on. You can kind of just hang out, read a book. 11, 12, and Unit 2, these were built by a local contractor. Very unique, as you can see. You stand back off of this home, the brick pattern does a little dance for you. My kids have been out here and they love the turf that's on Unit 12. Being able to walk around and see the variations and know the stories behind each one of these houses oh, this architect was involved in this house, or this vendor donated this to that house, I think is just the outward manifestation of all of the people that saw the vision, saw the work that Pivot is doing, and decided to be a part of that.
The Pivot Tiny Homes project was brought to me by one of my engineers, Adam Fitzpatrick with FSB. Being an HVAC guy in Oklahoma, I get hit up for free air conditioning all the time, but generally the cost is not as good as this. When we came here and somebody actually needs it, I was excited to be a part of it.
For communities like this, especially for nonprofits, the biggest challenge is cost. And so when we have partnerships like this partnership, they make dreams come true. They make this be able to happen.
Back here we have the outdoor unit. You can see it's a small footprint. It's close to the house, doesn't take up much space. This unit does both heating and cooling. There's no need for gas, no need for a furnace. What makes the mini split work so well is the fact that they are easy to install. The cost of the equipment is much lower than traditional equipment. It's one unit inside and one unit outside. And so in a tiny home like this, where you only have a certain amount of floor space, you don't want to take it up with the mechanical closet. So it's a good looking piece of equipment that hangs on the wall and heats and cools with no gas or anything like that. It's a perfect fit.
Our goal is to make a big footprint for young people, but not to make a big footprint environmentally. And by this opportunity and this partnership, we're able to do that. The tiny homes at Pivot are a place where kids can have their own space. A lot of these kids didn't grow up in a place that was safe, where their needs were met, and because of that, they've been in survival mode. But here in these homes, we take away all the burden of that, and then they get to focus on what do they want to be when they grow up? How do they want to save for a car? Do they want to go to college? These are all very important things that they want to consider, but they don't get that opportunity if they're living in survival mode all the time. This eliminates those barriers.
So basically what I have is my bed, the Xbox I put in myself. I had to walk about 3 days to make the money to get it. The TV was here. Basically, a lot of the furniture was here. Got my sink, my microwave, got storage space down there, the induction stove top. Main stuff that I cooked was grilled cheese and mac and cheese.
So you like cheese?
Kinda, yeah.
So quite often the kids that live here have grown up in shelters, which means it's group living and there's been a lot out of their control. So the first night when they sleep in their tiny home for the first time, the next day they wake up with so many questions. And so we love to teach them all the ways that they have control of their own environment. It really empowers them and it's really freeing for them.
Something that we take for granted every day when you walk in different buildings, 70 degrees. Well, we live in Oklahoma and it can be 105 or it can be 0. And so to be able to provide a system for these at-risk youth is just probably one of the most exciting and fulfilling things that I've done in my career.
One of the benefits of these systems is how quiet they are. And for kids that grow up in chaos and there's noise around them all the time, when they first stay in their tiny home and it's quiet, they feel this peace for the first time, and they tell us that. They feel peace for the first time in their lives, and it's powerful.
I hope this belief comes into fruition, that other places will look at this and see it as a model that they can solve some of the issues in their cities. Whether it's homelessness or veterans needing a place to stay, it's really low impact. It's a tiny impact, no pun intended, because you don't require much for these, yet the impact in somebody's lives is really big.
When you provide basic needs for someone who has not had basic needs met, they can grow and they can flourish. And that's the magic formula, is providing for basic needs.
Coming up next,
we were able to take that old boiler that'd been there for 50 years, we were able to toss it out.
VRF is taking the industry by storm. When it comes to all-electric heating and cooling, Trane offers a best-in-class Trane Mitsubishi Electric VRF portfolio, featuring our advanced building automation for full system control and optimization, and unmatched VRF expertise, giving you one go-to for everything. Trane, for electrifying VRF results.
We have about 178 students here at St. James. We're in the south side of Oklahoma City. It is a very old building. Our school was built in 1956.
The school started with 4 classrooms, And we got the sisters from Leavenworth, Kansas, to come down and build a small convent. And finally, after 5 years, the school was entirely finished.
I think we're a special community because here in Oklahoma, we have so many different areas. We have forests, we have deserts, Great Plains. We just have a little bit of everything here.
I'm here at St. James. This is my 6th year. I'm a 5th grade teacher. I love the school. It has been a tremendous family for me. The priest that was here wanted nice, bright colors, and that really attracted me because I love color. It just gives everyone an upbeat feeling.
One of the reasons why we wanted to get the Mitsubishi Train system is because having the temperature control in each classroom, that's going to give our students more learning time when it comes to their academics. Teachers focusing more on that instead of how hot the classroom is or how cold the classroom is.
We're loading up, these are the grills for the cassettes. These are the finished grills that go up against the ceiling. And then we're loading up the line sets, which is the popper lines that carry the refrigerant to the cassettes.
When I was here earlier, we would have a window unit here, and we would have another window unit down there. The window units were both a heating and air. Those did not work very well at all.
It was either blasting AC or blasting heat, so I would actually have one on the AC and one was on heat just to kind of get a medium room temperature. So it was kind of crazy.
They were loud. It took the kids' attention away from what they were doing, so that they were unable to focus. Sometimes they didn't even work. A couple of times we actually had to wear our coats in class.
We did this job here at St. James because my father's the deacon and he's the one that gave me the connection to talk to the folks here about putting in a VRF system.
Hendrik, my son, had been educated on this new system. And he said, "Dad, this is going to work great for you because you can run those pipes to every room and we can do it quite easily without doing any damage."
We started working on the St. James Catholic School. Before they had window units, which were extremely loud. They had the boiler system, which was very costly to them.
This system would do everything they need to do, and it would do it at a lower cost, save them a bunch of money, and they'd gain space.
We were able to take that old boiler that'd been there for 50 years, we were able to toss it out and make a nice room out of it.
The room we're actually going to is a conference room now, and it's beautiful. It used to be their boiler room. The boiler room is no longer a boiler room, it's a beautiful conference room. So, yeah, it's gonna shock you when you see it.
Waddy Wolf started out 76 years ago as a small plumbing and appliance repair shop back in the 1950s. In about 20 years, we took the leap to more of larger commercial construction on the HVAC and plumbing side. We found a niche in having older clients of ours that have older facilities that don't have the room for a more traditional HVAC system. We find a way to upgrade their HVAC system for them without aesthetically messing with their historical building.
So whenever I think about installation with a traditional system, you have a lot of ductwork that's traditionally involved. You have a lot of power wiring, you have a lot of piping. Whereas now with the VRF system, you're just setting cassettes down at the field, you're setting branch boxes and your outdoor unit. The interconnection is done with just simple copper piping, and the wiring is highly simplified.
That's where the VRF is so great. It's a couple of pipes and a drain and a little bit of electrical wiring, and you can have a central heat and air system without having to take down walls and build fur downs, and you just don't have to destroy a bunch of stuff.
Waddy Wolf is a known quantity here in the Oklahoma metro area. They're a contractor with great reputation, and they're the type of people we want to partner with.
We are certified to install VRF systems for Trane Mitsubishi.
Trane and Mitsubishi came to us a couple years ago to partner up on us finding clients for them finding clients for us.
It's been real exciting. I've really enjoyed working with Trane. They've been real responsive in all their quotes and their support. Every time that I go to a job, an opportunity, they always bring in several of their people to walk the job with me.
A lot of these older buildings, older systems were zoned to where 3 or 4 offices were sharing one VAV box, and whoever has a thermostat has control over all 4 spaces. The VRF system, every single person has their own control over their own classroom, whatever it may be. It's an easy sell because of the comfort aspect of it and everyone having the control of their own space.
On the thermostat, this is extremely easy to use. I can easily adjust the temperature. I can adjust my fan.
Students have increased their test scores in our school in the past few years only because students are focusing more on the teacher and not on the other distractions when it came to having to control their body climate in the classroom. And so it has been definitely a game changer when it comes to that.
Typical equipment uses about 3.8 kilowatts per ton. If we could get a third of the buildings in the U.S. to use this equipment, that would cut carbon emissions, that would cut energy usage. It would do wonders, not just for the United States, but for the world. I'm not a scientist, but I've been around a long time, and I can tell that we are affecting things in the world. And I want to do something to make that better before I go, so my kids have it better. And I believe this is one way to do it, is with the VRF high efficiency system.
We're all looking to help with making sure that we are more efficient in all of the things that we do. We're a school, we need to teach our children about safe environment and the things that they do. We all need to be a part of it. You know, you can't just think that somebody else is going to do it for us.
You make a lot of promises as a salesperson to try to get the customer to spend good money on good equipment, and I tried not to make any promise that wouldn't happen, and so far every promise I've made has come true to the customer, and that feels really good, and especially since it's my father.
Coming up next,
studying energy, we can hit every subject in the classroom and give students the real-world application, the connections that go along with that.
I'm a trained ductless technical specialist, also known as a DTS. I work with contractors and facility managers to ensure seamless Trane Mitsubishi Electric VRF projects. We are here to make sure you get the right amount of support before, during, and after installation. We work exclusively with VRF systems and are committed to making sure you have the knowledge to get the job done correctly. And we'll be there, literally there, on site, to offer technical support, answer questions, whatever it takes to get you through the install to a successful startup.
I am interested in green energy for my own house, like getting solar panels on the roof.
It's pretty interesting to see green energy, especially like in cars these days, like electric cars.
In science class, we learned that all these cars and stuff are spitting out a bunch of carbon dioxide.
Yeah, it's really affecting our world with the way we're running out of fossil fuels, and like we can't go much longer with those. We need an alternative to have a more cleaner environment.
Our community is made up of about 3,500 people, and I would say we are rural in nature, very farming, very agricultural based, but we are also open to new ideas. Our school is a 712 school. Right now we are sitting at 347 students. My favorite part of work is coming to school every day and watching kids be successful. I think it's pretty amazing when kids want to be at school and they want to learn.
We do talk a lot about renewable energy and non-renewable energy, how they intermingle and how it affects us in the world.
I can't imagine a better topic than energy. It's science, it's math, it's economics, it's politics. Studying energy, we can hit every subject in the classroom and give students the real-world application, the connections that go along with that.
STEM means science, technology, engineering, and math. It is a collaborative problem-solving approach with the students. I do a lot of different things in my STEM class. We do build solar cars. They test and revise and go through the whole engineering process.
So what are we focusing on? This right here, right?
We want to be a small school with a large school STEM program. How can we do that at our level for our students and then do it better?
The BTU crew is STEM. It's science, it's technology, it's engineering, it's mathematics, but it's an opportunity to use an integrated form of teaching. It's interdisciplinary.
We have in our building a partnership with Trane, and they actually installed sensors.
With Trane Connect, with this energy dashboard, instead of what used to be 1 meter reading a month, with a smart building, we now have 15-minute interval data.
So these kids can log in, they can get on and just see all of this data live, or they could go back and search in the past.
It's basically a chart and it shows you how much you used at what time.
I thought it was pretty cool that we can see that in our school.
We were looking and they're like, wow, there was something on New Year's Eve. These teachers had a party. And we're like, no, go back to the calendar and look. And they actually went back to our school calendar and they related, oh, it was a basketball tournament. I think that if they looked at a chart that had nothing to do with our school, it's just another math chart. And it's something that they've seen 100 times.
It's no longer a case study in a textbook. It's engaging because it's their information. It's no longer a hunch or a guess. What does the data show us? It's not just a student that's going to be a data scientist that needs to be familiar with how we collect and analyze data. We start teaching critical thinking. Why are we collecting the data? And how do we step by step move in a direction that we want to go? This was actually a school project. Students were studying renewable energy. They were interested in solar. Students gave a presentation to the Board of Education, and Trane worked with the school district to put in this solar array. And now students on using Trane Connect, just like we can see the energy use in the building, now they can also pull up the data for how much electricity is being generated by these panels. So it really is a discussion for students about renewable energy, non-renewable energy, and how do we use all of these pieces moving together towards a more sustainable future.
We've had students come up with ideas like, in our bathrooms specifically, they're like, well, why do we have the bathroom lights on all the time? Why don't we just go off of motion detection? And because students said things got done.
The opportunities that our kids have been presented because of Trane aren't just limited to data analytics. We have a wind energy team now that has placed in the nation multiple times.
It's incredible what students are able to do when we give them the opportunity and just let them run with it. And now they get to go match up in a regional, a state, or even a national level and showcase what they're learning.
Looking at our STEM program from our parents and from the community, they are all highly supportive, and at this point in our STEM program, they expect us to try to go to nationals in KidWin. They expect us to do the robotics.
Careers are out there and they are only getting more and more. Students, not only are they learning the problem solving and the collaborative skills, but they are learning about all these different opportunities.
They've really focused on making sure we do good after high school.
It is in our world, it's in the news. These are conversations being had all over the world. To have the students exposed to that and to have conversations about all sides is a really good thing.
Your house, who controls the thermostat?
That would be the boss, and she, if it's not 65 degrees year round in my home, this AC guy's in trouble. So yeah, we make sure that mama is comfortable, and we keep it about 65. Me and the kids just bundle up.
I don't touch the thermostat. I'm usually cold, my wife's usually hot, but she controls the thermostat. You gotta pick your spots.
The only person that knows how to control the thermostat is me. I have control on my phone of my Trane thermostat.
I control the thermostat in my house. Nobody else is allowed to touch it. And additionally, when it's time to go to bed, it needs to be 68, 69 or lower. Anything above that, you're probably psycho.
There is no question it's my wife that's in control of that. I don't have much say over that.
In my home, I'm in charge of the thermostat. And I am actually going to put these units in my own home. I live in a farmhouse built in the 50s, and after seeing these units here, it's just a good fit for us.